Hi there, RC Girl here. Today we're taking a look at a very scale trail rig. This is the FMS 2021 Suzuki Jimny 4-wheel drive RTR from Horizon Hobby. If you're into fine scale details, this one really packs in a ton of features, including functioning doors and rear hatch, switchable lighting modes, 2-speed shifting, a super scale engine bay, folding seats, and it even has a turning steering wheel that's linked to your servo. So cool. Today we're going to talk about all the features. We're going to take it outside for a scale trail run, and then I'm going to share my initial impressions. So stay tuned. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Here you're going to find RC reviews, tips and tricks, run videos, flight videos, and other things related to RC. So if you guys want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe. Also check out my Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon. Do a lot of behind the scenes stuff, so make sure you don't miss it. First off, I want to say a huge congrats to Charles Murphy. If you missed it, I did a giveaway of one of these. He was our winner, so congrats to him. FMS is well known for their airplane models. More recently, they're getting into the crawler game, so they have a couple 1/18th scale offerings like the FMS Atlas and the Toyota Land Cruiser. I'm going to be doing reviews on both of those coming up real soon, so stay tuned for that. One of their newer releases is this Jimny behind us. I've been a big fan of the Jimnys and the Samurais, so I'm excited to have one of these in scale form. So let's check it out. The unboxing experience is super cool. It actually comes in its own carrying case, so you can easily transport it and store it away nicely. This is an RTR, so ready to run. It comes with absolutely everything you need in the box, except for 4 AAA batteries, so you are gonna have to pick those up for your transmitter. My first impression is that it's actually quite heavy, so it's definitely a hobby grade vehicle. It seems that a lot of the hardware is a mix of tiny Phillips heads and tiny Allen wrenches here, you can see. I'm hoping that there's going to be some upgrades coming out for it in the near future. So let's start with the exterior. This is actually an officially licensed body from Suzuki, so nice scale replica. So you can see everything from the fine mesh little grille here. All the doors and the hood open so you can look inside the engine bay. Got our LiPo battery plugged in here. This runs off of 2-cell LiPos, so 2S. This is a 380 milliamp LiPo that FMS makes. Got our on and off switch over here, so you could switch it on and off. It has 15 LEDs integrated as part of the kit. With the transmitter, you can actually toggle through a bunch of different lighting settings. They do flash though, so there's a couple flash settings. So with this one, you're gonna have turn signals. Not a huge fan of turn signals. It's kind of distracting. You have all this scale goodness and then you have turn signals when you're out on the trail, which isn't super realistic. I'm gonna see if we can turn those off though, because I do see the lighting module in the car. So we're gonna try and access that and see if we can figure that out. So even our side mirrors fold in and out. We have a little faux mirror there. Instead of knocking these off, they'll just fold out of the way. Our doors also open, so they're a little bit hard to open. I think maybe with some time they'll loosen up. But we have a very scale interior. Another cool thing, look at this folks. The steering wheel turns with your servo. So cool. Super nerdy. I'm gonna have to put my scale driver Jen in here. Another thing, the seats go front and back. You can move them. So if your scale driver has long legs, those are adjustable. They also fold down. Kind of cool. I'm liking that. You also have your brake in here and your stick shift. Take a look at the back here. Got functioning lights. We also have reverse lights. I'm noticing that only one of them turns on. So I know the other one's functioning because it turns on in some of the other modes. I think it's just plugged into the wrong port, so it's linked to the wrong port. You can also open the back hatch here. It's a little bit hard to open, to be honest. We have a functional spare tire here. You can actually take this little screw out and remove it if you want. Really nice emblems too. The Suzuki there, little license plate, and you can open the back. So really neat. Let's brighten that up a bit. So these also fold down. The rear seats also fold down. Put those down, and there is a secret storage compartment here. See if we can open this. Yeah, if you want to store some tools in there. We're gonna have to get some 1/12 scale goodies, but yeah, so you have a little storage compartment. Pretty cool. Going around the rig some more. Got a little rubber antenna here, kind of neat. Also, these are functioning LEDs here, so you can see that they work. They're part of the turn signals. These are Grand Trek Dunlop AT20 tires. I don't think they have foams in them. They're kind of squishy, not a super aggressive tread. This isn't going to be a rock crawler. This is going to be more of a scale trail rig doing some of that scale driving, but I think they look very, very scale. Plastic wheels here. Got windshield wipers on the front. Let's take a look at the bottom of the rig. So down here, you're also going to get a ton of scale details. So you can see this faux scale exhaust with a little tailpipe here. Tiny, tiny drive shafts. So these are actually metal. Really nice. We have a 4-link suspension. These links here are plastic, but the chassis rails are a nice metal. We do have metal steering links though. This is a tiny 9-gram digital servo from FMS. So they make their own servos. One thing I did have to do is replace the tiny screw that held on the servo horn. That came off really quickly. It was just this tiny, tiny little screw. So I put in a little bit longer one, wider diameter, and it's holding up really nicely. So just keep an eye out for that. You can see our motor up there, tiny, tiny motor. This is a 180 sized brushed motor. All right, so I'm showing my true nerd. I had to get my scale driver. This is Jen Urso. I think she's from the Star Wars movies. I don't know. I got her on eBay. I'll put a link to her. She's super cool. Let's see how she fits in the rig. Alrighty, so we got Jen installed in the rig. She actually fits perfectly. Awesome. I didn't have to cut off her legs or anything. I think Matt from Scale Builders Guild had to dismember his figure to fit him in there. But I just slid the seats all the way back and she fits super nicely. And her hands also can grip the steering wheel. So if we do a little turny action, we got her driving a Suzuki Jimny. Super cool. Really, really like it. So let's close the door. For our ESC and a receiver, to save space, they actually combine those into a single unit. So it's a 2-in-1 ESC receiver. And wherever this leads to, this is our antenna, that's where we're going to find the receiver. And as far as getting in to access your electronics, I actually don't even know where to start yet. We're going to have to do a little exploration. I tried taking off these 4 screws here, but those just take off the little fender and the running board here. And I actually over tightened it a little bit and it cracked part of where this goes into. So these plastics are hard plastics, a little bit brittle, so make sure you're not over tightening stuff. But I bet it's not as easy as just taking off 4 screws. There's going to be quite a few more attachment points. But we'll have to do a little exploring and see if we can tap into our electronics at some point. Next, let's take a look at the transmitter. So your 4 AA batteries. So your 4 AAA batteries are going to fit down here. I like that you can reach the steering wheel with one hand, so you could do one-handed driving if you want. We have our standard steering trim and throttle trim, steering dual rate, throttle dual rate. I'm not too sure what those do. I also don't know what these do. There's not a lot of instructions in the instructions packet, so that's one thing. They don't really explain any of the functioning other than your throttle. You can reverse your steering, reverse your throttle if you want, on-off switch. And here are our spare channels. So channel 3 up here is going to be your 2-speed shifting. So you can go fast mode or slow mode. Super, super slow. So the change in gears from high speed to low speed is pretty big. I really like that a lot. And then our channel 4 here is going to toggle through the light settings. So we have our fog lights, turn all those off. You can have just your headlights. You can have high brightness. You can have your fog lights with your headlights and your blinkers flashing. There's no way to have them all on without flashing to my knowledge, but I will look into that. If I do figure out how to do that, I will pin a comment on this video. All in all, small transmitter, but packs a lot of features into it. Alrighty, so what do I think of the FMS 112 scale 2021 Suzuki Jimny RTR? Had a ton of fun with this. This thing goes off the charts with the scale points. FMS really thought through all the details on this thing, from our hood and our doors that open, the rear hatch, the seats that go up and down and back, our steering wheel that turns, our little spare compartment hatch in the back, the engine bay, all the details on the undercarriage, the lighting modes. Gets a ton of scale points for sure. I also like that it's super transportable, so you can pack it up in your little carrying case and take it with you pretty much anywhere you go. Everything fits in there nicely. Also really like the 2-speed transmission, so the gear reduction is pretty high, so you can slow this way down and do very, very scale crawling with it. The integrated LED lighting, also a bonus. Really cool that you can toggle through a couple different lighting modes. I do wish that they didn't have the turn signals. It's a little bit distracting, but really nice option, especially for an RTR. Some of the cons, it is a little bit difficult to work on. So upon initial inspection, I couldn't figure out how to get the body off of the chassis. So we'll have to do a little bit more digging to figure out how to do that. So if something breaks on this and you need to repair it, it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge to access your internal electronics. And the last thing to mention, it's not going to be a super capable crawler. So it is a 1/12 scale. It's designed to be more of a scale trail rig, so set your expectations appropriately. If you guys want to check this out, I'll put a link in the description box below. Huge thank you to FMS and Horizon Hobby for supplying one of these for my channel to review and also to give away to one of you guys. Congrats to our giveaway winner. And as always, huge thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Really appreciate all your support. All right, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a ton of fun with the Suzuki Jimny. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you later.